Ever felt like you're walking through a fog of bad vibes? Like there's a cloud of gloom following you around, making everything feel heavy and difficult? You're not alone. Negative energy is all around us, and it can really bring us down if we don't know how to handle it. But here's the thing. You have the power to protect yourself. You can learn to create a shield of positive energy that keeps the bad stuff out and lets the good stuff in. Imagine being able to walk through life feeling light, happy, and full of energy, no matter what's going on around you. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Let's dive into what negative energy really is. It's not something you can see or touch, but boy, can you feel it. You know that feeling when you walk into a room and suddenly your mood drops? Or when you talk to someone and afterwards you feel drained and upset? That's negative energy at work. It's like an invisible force field that can surround people, places, and even objects. Think of it like this. Have you ever been around someone who's always complaining or gossiping? After a while, you start to feel down too, right? That's because their negative energy is rubbing off on you. Or maybe you've been to a place where something bad happened in the past. Even if you don't know the history, you might feel uncomfortable or uneasy there. That's negative energy lingering in that space. But here's the important part. Just because negative energy is invisible doesn't mean it's not real. In fact, it can have a big impact on our lives if we don't learn how to deal with it. It can affect our mood, our relationships, our work, and even our health. That's why it's so crucial to understand what it is and where it comes from. Now that we know what negative energy is, let's talk about where it comes from. Understanding the source is the first step in learning how to protect ourselves. One of the biggest sources of negative energy is other people. We've all met someone who seems to suck the joy out of a room, right? These people might be going through a tough time themselves, or they might just have a negative outlook on life. Either way, their energy can be contagious. It's like they're walking around in a cloud of gloom, and if we're not careful, we can get caught up in it too. But it's not just people. Places can hold negative energy too. Think about a hospital, for example. Even though it's a place of healing, it's also a place where people experience pain, fear, and loss. All of those intense emotions can leave a mark on the space. Or consider an old battlefield. Even centuries later, these places often feel heavy with the echoes of past conflict. Sometimes, negative energy can come from within us. Our own fears, worries, and negative thoughts can create a bubble of bad vibes around us. If we're constantly stressed about work or relationships, for example, we might start to radiate that stress outward, affecting not just ourselves but the people around us too. The media can be another big source of negative energy. Turn on the news, and you're likely to be bombarded with stories of disasters, conflicts, and problems. While it's important to stay informed, constantly exposing ourselves to negative news can start to color our whole view of the world. Even our physical environment can contribute to negative energy. A cluttered, messy space can make us feel overwhelmed and stressed. Dark rooms with little natural light can affect our mood, and certain colors or designs might subconsciously influence how we feel in a space. Understanding these sources of negative energy is crucial because it helps us recognize when we're being affected. It's like learning to spot the signs of a storm brewing. Once you know what to look for, you can take steps to protect yourself before you get caught in the downpour. But here's the really important thing to remember. Just because negative energy is all around us doesn't mean we're helpless against it. In fact, understanding where it comes from is the first step in learning how to shield ourselves from its effects. It's like knowing your opponent in a game. Once you understand their moves, you can develop strategies to counter them. Think about it this way. If you know that a certain person tends to bring you down, you can prepare yourself before interacting with them. You might visualize a protective bubble around yourself, or plan to do something uplifting afterwards to balance out their energy. If you're going to a place that might have negative vibes, you can take steps to cleanse the energy first, or bring objects that make you feel positive and protected. And when it comes to the negative energy we generate ourselves, well, that's where the real power lies. Because if we can learn to recognize and change our own negative thought patterns, we can start to shift the energy around us in a positive direction. It's also worth noting that not all negative energy is bad all the time. Sometimes, feeling down or experiencing difficult emotions can be a sign that something in our lives needs attention or change. The key is learning to recognize when negative energy is serving a purpose, like motivating us to make a change, and when it's just bringing us down unnecessarily. So, as we move forward in our exploration of negative energy and how to deal with it, keep this in mind. Knowledge is power. The more we understand about where negative energy comes from, the better equipped we are to handle it. And that's exactly what we're going to learn how to do. Now, you might be wondering, if negative energy is so common and comes from so many sources, how can we possibly protect ourselves from it all? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. We're going to explore some powerful techniques that can help you create a shield of positive energy around yourself. These aren't complicated magic spells or expensive rituals. They're simple, practical methods that anyone can use. But before we get into those techniques, it's important to understand why dealing with negative energy is so crucial. Because here's the thing, negative energy doesn't just affect our mood in the moment. If we're constantly surrounded by it, it can have serious long-term effects on our well-being. Imagine you're trying to grow a beautiful garden. You plant the seeds, water them regularly, and make sure they get plenty of sunlight. But what if the soil is full of toxins? No matter how much care you put into your plants, they're going to struggle to grow and thrive in that environment. Our lives are a lot like that garden. We can do all the right things, eat well, exercise, work hard. But if we're constantly surrounded by negative energy, it's going to be much harder for us to flourish. Negative energy can affect us on multiple levels. Emotionally, it can lead to feelings of sadness, anxiety, or irritability. It can make us feel drained and unmotivated, making it harder to enjoy the things we usually love. Over time, this can even lead to depression or other mental health issues. Physically, negative energy can take a toll too. Have you ever noticed how you feel physically tense or exhausted after dealing with a negative situation or person? That's because our bodies respond to the energy around us. Prolonged exposure to negative energy can lead to headaches, muscle tension, digestive issues, and even a weakened immune system. Negative energy can also impact our relationships. When we're surrounded by negativity, we might start to see the world through a pessimistic lens. We might become more critical of others, quicker to anger, or less trusting. This can put a strain on our connections with friends, family, and colleagues. In our work lives, negative energy can be a real productivity killer. It can make us lose focus, doubt our abilities, and struggle to come up with creative solutions to problems. If you've ever had a job in a negative work environment, you know just how draining it can be, even if the work itself isn't particularly challenging. But perhaps most importantly, constant exposure to negative energy can hold us back from personal growth and achieving our goals. It's hard to dream big and take risks when we're weighed down by negativity. It can make us doubt ourselves and our abilities, keeping us stuck in situations that don't serve us well. Now, this might all sound pretty gloomy, but here's the good news. Once we understand the impact of negative energy, we can start to take steps to protect ourselves from it. And that's where the real magic happens. When we learn to shield ourselves from negative energy, it's like clearing away the clouds and letting the sun shine through. Suddenly, we have more energy, more enthusiasm, more creativity. We start to see opportunities where before we only saw obstacles. Our relationships improve as we bring more positivity into our interactions. We feel more confident and capable of handling life's challenges. Think about the most positive, uplifting person you know. The kind of person who seems to light up a room when they walk in. Chances are, that person isn't just naturally lucky or carefree. More likely, they've learned how to protect themselves from negative energy and cultivate positive energy instead. And the good news is, we can all learn to do the same. That's why learning to deal with negative energy is so important. It's not just about avoiding bad vibes. It's about creating the conditions that allow us to truly thrive. It's about taking control of our own energy and, by extension, our own lives. So, are you ready to learn how to create your own shield against negative energy? Are you ready to start cultivating more positivity in your life? Great! Because in the next section, we're going to dive into some powerful techniques that can help you do just that. These are practical, easy-to-use methods that you can start implementing right away. And the best part? The more you use them, the stronger your positive energy shield becomes. Remember, dealing with negative energy isn't about pretending that everything is perfect all the time. It's not about ignoring problems or putting on a fake smile. Instead, it's about learning to navigate the world in a way that protects your own energy and well-being. It's about creating a strong foundation of positivity that allows you to face life's challenges with resilience and grace. So, let's get started on this journey towards more positive energy. Trust me, once you start applying these techniques, you'll be amazed at how differently you'll start to feel. You'll notice changes not just in yourself, but in how the world responds to you. Are you ready to unlock the hidden power of positive energy? Let's go. Now that we understand what negative energy is and where it comes from, let's talk about one of the most powerful tools we have for protecting ourselves: visualization. This might sound a bit out there if you've never tried it before, but stick with me. Visualization is a technique used by everyone from top athletes to successful business people, and it can be incredibly effective in dealing with negative energy. So, what exactly is visualization? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like: using your imagination to create a mental image. In this case, we're going to use visualization to create a protective shield of positive energy around ourselves. It might sound simple, but don't underestimate its power. Our minds are incredibly strong, and when we focus our thoughts in a particular way, we can actually change how we feel and how we interact with the world around us. Here's how it works. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed for a few minutes. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to help you relax. Now, imagine a bright, warm light starting to glow in the center of your chest. This light represents your own positive energy. As you breathe in, imagine this light growing stronger and brighter. As you breathe out, imagine it expanding outward from your body. Keep breathing slowly and steadily, and with each breath, see that light expanding further and further out around you. It might be white or gold, or whatever color feels right to you. The important thing is that this light feels warm, comforting, and protective. Imagine it forming a bubble all around you, from head to toe, extending out about an arm's length in every direction. Now, imagine that this bubble of light is your own personal energy shield. See it as strong and flexible, strong enough to keep out any negative energy, but flexible enough to move with you as you go about your day. You can make this shield whatever you want. Some people imagine it as a bubble of light, others see it as a protective suit of armor, and others might picture it as a cozy, protective blanket. Whatever image works best for you is perfect. As you visualize this shield, really try to feel the sensation of being protected. Imagine any negative energy or bad vibes simply bouncing off your shield, unable to get through. At the same time, picture positive energy being able to flow freely through your shield, nourishing and supporting you. The great thing about this visualization technique is that you can do it anytime, anywhere. You don't need any special equipment or a lot of time. You can do a quick version while you're waiting in line at the store, sitting on the bus, or before you walk into a stressful meeting. The more you practice, the easier and more automatic it becomes. But here's the really cool part. This isn't just a mental exercise. When you regularly practice this kind of visualization, you're actually training your brain to be more resilient to negative energy. You're creating new neural pathways that help you stay calm and positive even in challenging situations. It's like building a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but does it really work? And that's a fair question. The truth is, like any skill, visualization takes practice. At first, it might feel a bit silly, or you might have trouble keeping the image in your mind. That's totally normal. The key is to stick with it. Even if you can only hold the visualization for a few seconds at first, that's okay. With time and practice, it will become easier and more natural. And here's something really important to remember. This visualization isn't about trying to ignore or avoid negative energy. It's not about pretending that everything is perfect all the time. Instead, it's about creating a buffer between yourself and negative energy, giving you the space and strength to deal with challenges in a more positive way. Think of it like this. Imagine you're walking outside on a cold, rainy day. If you don't have a coat, you're going to get wet and cold pretty quickly. But if you have a good raincoat, you can still go out in the rain, but you stay dry and comfortable. Your energy shield works the same way. It doesn't stop negative things from happening, but it helps you stay balanced and positive even when you encounter negativity. As you get more comfortable with this visualization technique, you can start to use it proactively. For example, if you know you're going to be in a situation that might involve negative energy, like a difficult meeting at work or a visit with a relative who tends to be negative, you can take a few moments beforehand to visualize your shield. This helps you go into the situation feeling protected and centered. You can also use this technique to help cleanse your energy at the end of a long day. Before you go to bed, take a few minutes to visualize your shield, seeing it clearing away any negative energy you might have picked up during the day. This can help you sleep better and wake up feeling refreshed and positive. Remember, the key to making this work is consistency. Try to practice your visualization at least once a day, even if it's just for a minute or two. Over time, you'll likely start to notice a difference in how you feel and how you react to negative situations. You might find that things that used to really bother you don't have as much of an impact anymore. You might notice that you feel calmer and more centered, even in stressful situations. And here's another cool thing about this technique. The more you practice visualizing positive energy, the more attuned you become to the energy around you. You might start to notice more easily when you're in a negative environment or when you're interacting with someone who has a lot of negative energy. This awareness is really valuable because it allows you to take steps to protect yourself before you get caught up in that negativity. Now, it's important to note that visualization isn't a magic solution that will instantly solve all your problems or make negative people and situations disappear from your life. But what it does do is give you a powerful tool for managing your own energy and staying positive even in challenging circumstances. It's like having a secret superpower that you can call on whenever you need it. So, are you ready to start building your energy shield? Remember, there's no right or wrong way to do this. Your visualization might look and feel different from someone else's, and that's perfectly okay. The important thing is to find what works for you and to practice regularly. With time and patience, you'll likely start to notice a real difference in how you feel and how you interact with the world around you. In our next section, we're going to explore another powerful technique for dealing with negative energy, the practice of energy cleansing. This is a great complement to visualization, and together, these tools can help you create a strong, positive energy field around yourself. But for now, why not take a few minutes to try out your first energy shield visualization? Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let that positive light start to glow. You've got this. Now that we've explored the power of visualization, let's dive into another crucial technique for dealing with negative energy, cleansing. Just like we clean our homes to get rid of dirt and clutter, we can also clean our spaces and ourselves of negative energy. This might sound a bit strange if you've never done it before, but trust me, it can make a huge difference in how you feel and function in your daily life. So, what exactly do we mean by energy cleansing? Well, it's the process of clearing out negative or stagnant energy from a space or person. Think of it like opening all the windows in your house on a beautiful spring day, letting out the stale winter air and bringing in fresh, clean energy. There are lots of different ways to do this, and we're going to explore some of the most effective and easy-to-use methods. One of the simplest and most popular methods of energy cleansing is smudging. This is an ancient practice that involves burning certain herbs or resins to purify a space. The most commonly used herb for smudging is sage, which has been used for centuries by many cultures for its cleansing properties. To smudge, you simply light a bundle of dried sage, called a smudge stick, let it smoke, and walk around your space, allowing the smoke to reach all areas. As you do this, you can set an intention for clearing out negative energy and inviting in positive vibes. If you're not comfortable with burning sage, or if you live in a place where it's not practical, like an apartment with sensitive smoke detectors, don't worry, there are plenty of other options. Sound is another powerful tool for cleansing energy. You can use a singing bowl, bells, or even just clap your hands in the corners of a room. The vibrations help to break up stagnant energy and refresh the space. You can also play uplifting music throughout your home to keep the energy positive and flowing. Salt is another great tool for energy cleansing. In many traditions, salt is believed to absorb negative energy. You can place small bowls of salt in the corners of a room, or even add some to your mop water when you clean your floors. After a few days, dispose of the salt outside your home, imagining any absorbed negative energy being neutralized by the earth. Water is also a powerful cleanser, both for spaces and for your own energy. Taking a shower or bath with the intention of washing away negative energy can be incredibly refreshing. You can add sea salt or essential oils to your bath for an extra boost. For cleansing a space, you can create a spray by mixing water with a few drops of essential oils like lemon, lavender, or peppermint and spritz it around your home. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but I don't have time for elaborate cleansing rituals every day. And that's okay. The beauty of energy cleansing is that it doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. Even something as simple as opening your windows for a few minutes each day to let fresh air circulate can help keep the energy in your space clean and positive. One of the most effective ways to keep your space energetically clean is simply to keep it physically clean and uncluttered. Clutter isn't just unsightly. It can actually block the flow of positive energy in your space. Make it a habit to regularly declutter and organize your home and workspace. You might be surprised at how much lighter and more positive you feel in a clean, organized environment. But cleansing isn't just for your physical space. It's important to cleanse your own energy regularly too. One simple way to do this is through visualization. You can imagine yourself standing under a waterfall of bright, cleansing light, washing away any negative energy. Or you might picture yourself being surrounded by a bubble of golden light that dissolves any negativity. These quick visualizations can be done anytime, anywhere, and they're a great way to refresh your energy on the go. Physical movement is another great way to cleanse your personal energy. Exercise, dance, or even just stretching can help shake off negative vibes and get your energy flowing positively again. Next time you're feeling bogged down by negative energy, try putting on your favorite upbeat song and dancing around your living room for a few minutes. It might feel silly at first, but it's a powerful way to shift your energy. Now, here's an important point to remember. Energy cleansing isn't a one-and-done deal. Just like you need to regularly clean your home to keep it tidy, you need to regularly cleanse your energy and your space to keep the vibes positive. Make it a part of your routine. Maybe you smudge your home once a week, or do a quick personal energy cleanse every morning. The more consistently you do it, the more you'll notice a difference in how you feel and how your space feels. And remember, the most powerful tool in energy cleansing is your intention. Whatever method you choose, focus on your intention to clear out negative energy and invite in positivity. Your mind is incredibly powerful, and when you combine that intention with these cleansing practices, you create a potent force for positivity in your life. Now that we've explored how to cleanse and protect our energy, let's dive into one of the most powerful tools we have for dealing with negative energy: our own thoughts. You've probably heard the phrase "think positive" before, maybe so often that it started to sound like a cliche. But there's a reason this advice is so common. It really works. Our thoughts have an enormous impact on our energy, our emotions, and even our physical health. But here's the thing. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring problems or pretending everything is great when it's not. It's not about plastering on a fake smile or denying your true feelings. Real positive thinking is about approaching life's challenges with a positive outlook. It's about believing in yourself and your ability to handle whatever comes your way. It's about focusing on solutions rather than dwelling on problems. So how do we cultivate this kind of positive thinking? Well, it starts with awareness. Most of us have a constant stream of thoughts running through our heads all day long, but we're often not really aware of what those thoughts are. The first step in cultivating positive thinking is to start paying attention to your thoughts. You might be surprised at how often negative or self-defeating thoughts pop up. Once you start noticing your thoughts, the next step is to challenge the negative ones. When you catch yourself thinking something negative, stop and ask yourself, is this really true? Is there another way to look at this situation? What would I say to a friend if they were in this situation? Often, our negative thoughts are based on assumptions or fears rather than facts. By questioning these thoughts, we can start to break the cycle of negativity. Another powerful technique is to practice reframing. This means taking a negative thought and finding a way to look at it more positively. For example, if you make a mistake at work, instead of thinking, "I'm such an idiot, I can't do anything right," you might reframe it as, "I made a mistake, but that's how I learn and improve. Next time, I'll know better." Reframing doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means approaching them with a growth mindset instead of a defeatist one. Gratitude is another key component of positive thinking. When we focus on what we're grateful for, it becomes much harder for negative thoughts to take hold. Try starting or ending each day by thinking of 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. It could be as simple as a delicious cup of coffee or a beautiful sunset. The more you practice gratitude, the more naturally positive your thoughts will become. Affirmations can also be a powerful tool for cultivating positive thinking. These are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly. For example, "I am capable of handling whatever challenges come my way," or "I choose to focus on the good in my life." At first, these might feel a bit forced or silly, but with regular practice, they can help rewire your thought patterns in a more positive direction. It's also important to be mindful of the input you're getting from the outside world. If you're constantly exposing yourself to negative news, complaining people, or pessimistic social media posts, it's going to be much harder to maintain positive thoughts. Try to balance your media consumption with positive, uplifting content. Surround yourself with people who have a positive outlook on life. Their energy can be contagious. Now, let's talk about a common misconception about positive thinking. Some people worry that if they think positively, they'll be setting themselves up for disappointment if things don't work out. But here's the thing. Positive thinking isn't about believing that nothing bad will ever happen. It's about believing in your ability to handle whatever does happen. It's about approaching life with hope and resilience rather than fear and defeat. Think of it this way. When you approach a situation with a positive mindset, you're more likely to see opportunities and solutions. You're more likely to take action and persevere in the face of challenges. On the other hand, if you approach a situation thinking, "This is hopeless, I can't do it," you're much more likely to give up at the first obstacle. Now that we've explored the power of our thoughts, let's talk about how to create an environment that supports and nurtures positive energy. Our surroundings have a huge impact on our mood and energy levels, often in ways we don't even consciously realize. By intentionally creating a positive environment, we can set ourselves up for success in maintaining high vibrations and keeping negative energy at bay. Let's start with your physical space. Whether it's your home, your office, or even your car, the spaces where you spend a lot of time have a big influence on your energy. The first step in creating a positive environment is to declutter. We talked about this a bit in the cleansing section, but it's worth emphasizing again. Clutter isn't just physical, it's energetic. It can make us feel overwhelmed, stressed, and stuck. By clearing out things you don't need or love, you create space for positive energy to flow. Once you've decluttered, focus on making your space beautiful and comfortable. This doesn't mean you need to spend a lot of money on fancy decor. It's about creating a space that feels good to you. Maybe that means adding some plants for a touch of nature, or putting up artwork that makes you smile. It could be as simple as making sure you have a cozy blanket on your couch, or a scented candle that you love. Light is another important factor in creating a positive environment. Natural light is best, so try to maximize it as much as possible. Open your curtains during the day, and if you can, position your desk or favorite chair near a window. If natural light is limited, invest in some warm, soft lighting options. Harsh fluorescent lights can be draining, while softer lighting can create a calm, positive atmosphere. Color can also have a big impact on our mood and energy. While everyone responds to colors differently, in general, soft, natural colors tend to be calming, while brighter colors can be energizing. Pay attention to how different colors make you feel, and incorporate more of the ones that boost your mood into your environment. Sound is another important element of your environment. If you live in a noisy area, consider using a white noise machine or playing soft background music to create a more peaceful atmosphere. You might also want to create a playlist of uplifting songs that you can play when you need a mood boost. Scent is a powerful mood influencer that we often overlook. Certain scents can help boost our mood and energy levels. Lavender, for example, is known for its calming properties, while citrus scents can be energizing. You can use essential oils, scented candles, or even fresh flowers to bring positive scents into your space. But creating a positive environment isn't just about your physical space. It's also about the people you surround yourself with. Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." While this might not be literally true, there's no denying that the people around us have a big impact on our energy and mindset. Try to spend more time with people who uplift and inspire you. These are the people who believe in you, who encourage your dreams, and who leave you feeling energized rather than drained after you spend time with them. At the same time, try to limit your exposure to negative people as much as possible. Sometimes we can't completely avoid negative people, like if they're family members or coworkers, but we can set boundaries and limit our interactions. Your digital environment is also important. In today's world, we spend a lot of time online, and that content affects our energy just like our physical surroundings do. Take a look at your social media feeds, the news sources you follow, the podcasts you listen to. Are they adding positivity to your life, or are they bringing you down? It might be time for a digital declutter, unfollowing accounts that make you feel bad and seeking out more positive, uplifting content. Creating a positive environment also means cultivating positive habits and routines. This could include starting your day with meditation or journaling, taking regular breaks to stretch or go for a walk, or ending your day with a gratitude practice. These habits create anchors of positivity throughout your day, helping to maintain a high vibration even when you encounter challenges. Remember, creating a positive environment is an ongoing process. It's not about making everything perfect all at once. Start with small changes and build from there. Maybe you start by decluttering one room, or by adding one positive habit to your daily routine. Over time, these small changes add up to create a significantly more positive environment. And here's something really cool. As you create a more positive environment for yourself, you'll likely find that you start attracting more positive people and experiences into your life. It's like you're setting up a positivity magnet. This is because when we're surrounded by positive energy, we tend to radiate that energy outwards, and like attracts like. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but what if I can't control my environment? What if I live with negative people or work in a negative office? And that's a valid concern. While it's ideal to be able to create a completely positive environment, the reality is that we can't always control everything around us. But remember this, you always have control over your own personal space, even if that space is just the area immediately around you. Now that we've explored creating a positive environment, let's dive into some specific shielding techniques you can use to protect yourself from negative energy. Think of these as your personal force field, keeping the good vibes in and the bad vibes out. One powerful shielding technique is the bubble of light visualization we talked about earlier. This is a great go-to method that you can use anytime, anywhere. But let's expand on this idea and explore some other techniques you can add to your toolkit. Another effective shielding method is the mirror technique. Imagine yourself surrounded by a sphere of mirrors, with the reflective side facing outward. Visualize any negative energy or thoughts bouncing off these mirrors and being reflected back to their source. This technique not only protects you, but also sends the negativity back where it came from, without absorbing or engaging with it. You can also use the power of intention to create a shield. Before you enter a potentially negative situation, set a clear intention. You might say to yourself, I am protected from all negative energy. Only positivity and light can reach me. By setting this intention, you're creating a powerful energetic boundary. Crystals can be great tools for shielding as well. Certain crystals, like black tourmaline, obsidian, and hematite, are known for their protective properties. You can carry these crystals in your pocket, wear them as jewelry, or place them around your space. When you use a crystal for protection, hold it in your hand and set the intention for it to shield you from negative energy. Another technique is to imagine roots growing from your feet deep into the earth. This grounding visualization can help you feel stable and protected, drawing strength from the earth itself. Imagine these roots creating a strong, stable foundation that negative energy can't penetrate. You can also use color visualization for shielding. Imagine yourself surrounded by a color that feels protective to you. For many people, this might be a deep, royal blue or a bright, golden light. See this color completely enveloping you, creating a barrier that negative energy can't pass through. Remember, the key to making these shielding techniques effective is practice and belief. The more you use them, the stronger and more automatic they'll become. Don't worry if you feel a bit silly at first. With time, you'll likely start to notice a real difference in how you feel in potentially negative situations. Now, let's talk about something really powerful: the ability to transform negative energy into positive. This is like being an alchemist, turning lead into gold. It's a skill that can completely change how you experience life. The first step in transforming negative energy is to recognize it without judgment. When you encounter negativity, whether it's from others or your own thoughts, try to observe it objectively. Instead of immediately reacting or trying to push it away, take a moment to acknowledge its presence. Once you've recognized the negative energy, the next step is to accept it. This might sound counterintuitive, but acceptance doesn't mean you like the negativity or want it to stay. It simply means you're not fighting against it, which often only gives it more power. Acceptance allows you to deal with the negativity from a place of calm rather than resistance. Now comes the transformation part. One way to do this is through reframing, which we touched on earlier. Look for a different perspective on the situation. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How might this challenge help me grow? Is there an opportunity here that I'm not seeing? Another powerful transformation technique is to use the negative energy as fuel for positive action. For example, if you're feeling frustrated about a problem, use that energy to brainstorm solutions. If you're angry about an injustice, channel that energy into taking positive steps to create change. You can also transform negative energy through expression. Sometimes, negativity builds up because we're holding on to emotions or thoughts that need to be released. Try expressing these feelings through art, writing, music, or movement. The act of expression itself can be transformative. Practicing compassion is another way to transform negative energy. When you encounter negativity from others, try to remember that their behavior often comes from their own pain or struggles. Sending them compassionate thoughts doesn't mean you accept bad behavior, but it can help you maintain your own positive energy. Gratitude is a powerful tool for transformation as well. When you're faced with a negative situation, challenge yourself to find something to be grateful for. This simple shift in focus can completely change your energy. Remember, transforming negative energy is a skill that takes practice. Don't get discouraged if you struggle with it at first. With time and patience, you'll get better at turning those lemons into sweet, refreshing lemonade. Now that we've explored various techniques for dealing with negative energy, let's talk about how to make positive energy a consistent part of your life. After all, the goal isn't just to deal with negativity when it arises, but to create a lifestyle that naturally cultivates and maintains positive energy. One of the most important aspects of maintaining positive energy is consistency. It's about creating daily habits and routines that support your energetic well-being. This might include starting your day with a positive affirmation, taking a few minutes to meditate or practice gratitude, or ending your day by reflecting on the good things that happened. Physical self-care is crucial for maintaining positive energy. This includes getting enough sleep, eating a balanced diet, staying hydrated, and exercising regularly. When our physical needs are met, it's much easier to maintain positive energy. Remember, your body and your energy are closely connected. Continual learning and growth are also important for maintaining positive energy. When we're learning and expanding our minds, we naturally feel more positive and energized. This could involve reading inspiring books, taking classes, trying new hobbies, or simply staying curious about the world around you. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is another key aspect of maintaining good energy. This includes the people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the environments you frequent. Make a conscious effort to seek out positivity in all areas of your life. Regular energy cleansing and protection should also be part of your routine. This might mean smudging your space weekly, wearing protective crystals daily, or doing a quick visualization exercise before you start your workday. Remember to celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Acknowledging your progress and successes helps to reinforce positive energy. It could be as simple as giving yourself a mental high five for handling a difficult situation well, or treating yourself to something special after achieving a goal. Lastly, be patient and kind with yourself. Maintaining positive energy doesn't mean you'll never experience negative emotions or challenges. It's about creating a strong foundation of positivity that helps you navigate life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. As we wrap up our exploration of dealing with negative energy, let's take a moment to reflect on the journey we've been on. We've delved into understanding what negative energy is and where it comes from. We've explored powerful techniques for visualizing protective shields, cleansing our energy and spaces, and transforming our thoughts. We've learned about creating positive environments and lifestyles that support our energetic well-being. Remember, mastering your energy is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when it feels effortless to maintain positive energy and days when it's more challenging. The key is to be consistent in your practices and patient with yourself as you grow. As you move forward, keep in mind that you have the power to shape your energetic experience of the world. You're not at the mercy of the negative energy around you. With the tools and techniques we've discussed, you can create a life filled with more positivity, joy, and fulfillment. Start small. Choose one or two techniques that resonate with you and practice them consistently. As you become more comfortable, gradually add more tools to your energetic toolkit. Before you know it, dealing with negative energy will become second nature, and you'll find yourself naturally radiating more positivity into the world. Remember, your energy has a ripple effect. As you learn to maintain more positive energy, you'll likely notice changes not just in yourself, but in your relationships and your environment. You might find that you're attracting more positive people and experiences into your life. So, are you ready to step into your power as a master of your own energy? The journey starts now, with each small choice to focus on the positive, to protect your energy, and to transform negativity when you encounter it. You've got this. Here's to a life filled with vibrant, positive energy.